What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Listen up. This isn't another crypto update. This isn't one that you are going to remember for the ages. We got BlackRock making billion-dollar plays in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP's next. XRP is lining up for ETFs like it is about to explode in October 18th. Write that date down. Circle it on your calendar because this is shaping up to be the single biggest catalyst that XRP has ever seen. And here's the wild part. History's already told us what's coming. Every time Q4 hits, XRP doesn't just move, it erupts. But this time it's different. That's right. Why? Well, because now XRP has clarity. The lawsuit is behind us, and the biggest names on Wall Street are positioning like they already know what's about to happen. Stick with me to the end because in the next 15 minutes, we're breaking down the BlackRock bombshells, Solana ETF confirmations, Ripple's next chess move, and most importantly, why October 18th is the day XRP new era begins. Let's get into it, folks. October is here. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. BlackRock, they just scooped up $199 million worth of Bitcoin. I mean, what a way to kick off October, right? Massive headlines coming out of BlackRock, the biggest asset manager on earth, and they purchased close to $200 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to tell me it's a bear market? Why is BlackRock buying? Folks, this isn't retail. This isn't hype. That's smart money making moves in silence, all while retail, we're sleeping and they're out there buying. BlackRock, they're not dipping their toes. No, they're diving in head first. They are front running October and they are telling us exactly where this momentum is heading. We've seen October before. Man, this one just feels different, right? Every major cycle when Bitcoin starts heating up in October, it's led to a monster run within Q4. Look what happened in 2017. This is the ignition switch. And with BlackRock reading away, well, it's confirmation that October isn't just a meme, it's a setup. And trust me, when Bitcoin moves, everything else follows. And that everything else, well, it's setting up to be very bullish for XRP. And you thought BlackRock was done here? Well, you better think again. As they're out there buying all that Bitcoin, they didn't stop. They got Ethereum, $127 million worth of Ethereum. Let that sink in. The same company with 10 trillion in assets is buying both Bitcoin and Ethereum before all these new ETFs get launched. The same company who just partnered with Ripple and VanEck for RLUSD on the Ethereum sidechain and the XRP ledger. You see how this is all connecting? What do you think comes next? That BlackRock XRP ETF. This is the domino, folks. First Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then the altcoins that institutions can actually touch like XRP. Got clarity. Just waiting on ETFs. It's the next logical step. Stick around because what I'm about to show you is why Q4 historically, not only for crypto, but we're going to talk about Q4 and what XRP and how it performs in Q4 and why October 18th is going to be a game changer. Now, folks, if you didn't book that call, I believe there's 2 slots left for this week. Now's the time to lock it in. Me and you, face to face, one-on-one. We talk crypto, we talk your portfolio, we talk exit strategies. You need to get it done now. Check out the link down below in this video. Then let's talk about this. XRP. Q4, you see the chart. Let me blow it up for those of you looking at the screen. Now, usually what we show you is we take you the Bitcoin chart. That's what you're used to seeing, right? But this chart is different here because what this is looking at XRP by the quarter and how it performs. This is very different than Bitcoin and trying to ride up and be like, well, Bitcoin was green in October, XRP must be green in October. It doesn't work like that. So on this chart, what do we see right here? In Q4 last year, XRP did a 240% return. Well, XRP is about $3 now. We get a 240 on that. Top of that, well, we got 3. We're going to double that to 6. We're looking at what? Close to $8? Little less? $7, $8 range? I'm not mad about it. Are you going to be mad about that? 2014 did a 426%. I mean, look at these gains. The gains are through the roof and they outweigh what you've seen there on the red, but people get nervous about that. no need to get nervous because history is on our side. Your biggest gains are in Q4. Every major XRP run-up breaks timelines and it melts faces, and it all comes now. Why? Well, it's partly seasonal momentum, partly institutional flows aligning, but here's the thing. We're entering Q4 with more tailwinds than ever before. Ripple lawsuits over, ETFs on deck, BlackRocks and others are flooding into crypto like we never seen before. If this was a setup for XRP to repeat itself, it is right now. And this time, the upside potential makes this floor look like peanuts, folks. Then we get this, to top it all off, Eric Trump, he's out there, he's saying crypto is going to replace traditional finance and it's going to happen fast. And that will be the ultimate catalyst. Listen.
We are awaiting President Trump. He's holding a press conference with Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. Meanwhile, folks, a lot of focus now, particularly on Wall Street, but the world on the crypto space. It continues to expand and is attracting a whole lot of new players, from Wall Street's biggest firms, who were once, of course, doubters, to Eric and Donald Trump Jr., whose company's American Bitcoin has quickly become a force. Joining me now, American Bitcoin co-founder and chief strategy officer and Trump Organization Executive Vice President Eric Trump. Eric, I just want to start, because one of the things you said in this New York Post article that leaps out at everyone is that America's financial future, that crypto is America's financial future. And I'm curious when you had this epiphany, because a lot of people have had the same epiphany along the way.
Yeah. Well, Charles, I had the epiphany. I think you saw it and you probably reported on it better than anybody when I got debanked by everyone. I mean, Capital One sent me a letter in the middle of the night stripping 300 bank accounts from, golf courses and hotels, our properties as well as anyway, for doing absolutely nothing wrong. And then all of a sudden I started meeting people in the crypto space and I realized how brilliant they were. I realized how antiquated modern finance is. Laura and I went out to buy a house, right? When we got financing, because the rates under my father were like 2.1%. It took me 120 days to get a mortgage from a bank that I had banked with literally for 25 years, right? Because they had to go through Know Your Customer. I'm sitting there saying, this is crazy. Every single week, I'm chasing a swift wire transfer, payment that's coming into one of the hotels or leaving one.
Oh, weird. He's chasing a swift wire transfer. What do we know that replaces the SWIFT system? Is that what Ripple's building out the XRP ledger? I think so. Has Ripple met with Eric and Donald Trump? I think so. Let's just connect the dots a little bit here. Keep listening.
One of the hotels. And if you don't send it by 4 o'clock on a Friday, it's not getting there until like Monday afternoon. And you're sitting there saying, why can I send hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin overseas instantly or receive it instantly with virtually no fees? Bitcoin's the way of the future. American Bitcoin, which is the company that I founded, I'm very, very proud of. I think it's going to be one of the great Bitcoin companies anywhere in the world. And clearly, there's no doubt in my mind, cryptocurrency is going to replace traditional finance, TradFi, and it's happening so fast. I mean, cryptocurrency is literally outpacing, the growth of the internet, in the 90s, Charles. And I've never been so clear about something. I've never been able to see something so clearly in my life, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of this.
Crypto is outpacing the internet. Do you understand how massive that is? Think about how big the internet boom was. This isn't a tweet or a statement from random influencer. This is the son of the US president who is connected to some of the most powerful people in the world and politics, openly saying crypto isn't just here to stay, it is taking over. With that level of awareness, and when that collides with institutional money, the explosion, it's invertible. He is telling you exactly what is happening and what is coming. And then we get this, another bombshell, crypto.com. They're launching a $400 million Solana treasury. They're partnering with STSS. And this isn't just about buying tokens. This is about deep liquidity, institutional adoption, and making Solana a permanent player in the top tier of cryptos. I've said it before on this channel, and I will tell you it again. Say it again. The institutions love Solana. This thing is going so much higher. And now we're getting these treasury companies on top of it. That is what we call the ultimate lockup. And that is what we call the ultimate bullish signal. That's nearly $500 million going to fuel Solana's growth. Think about that. So if you've ever been wondering whether Sol was going to survive, I think the answer is clear. Not only is it going to survive, but it is going to thrive. And folks, we got the Instagram account up and running. You're going to love it. We dive deeper. Look, we're going to do a t-shirt giveaway. First 500 people on Instagram to follow me. We'll pick one lucky winner. We got over 200,000 across all the platforms, and 500 people. Once we spread the word about this, it shouldn't be hard. Follow the profile. If you're following, we'll put up a post when we hit 500. You comment under the post and we pick us a lucky winner. And then we get this. Bloomberg puts Solana's ETF at a 100% odds. Guess what else has a 100% odd? An XRP ETF. They're both coming. October, ETF-tober. There's so many different names we can rattle off for October, folks. This is massive. You know what ETFs do. You saw what they did to Bitcoin. You saw what ETFs did to Ethereum. You're about to see what ETFs are going to do to Solana, and then you're going to see what the ETFs do to XRP. Now, look, everyone's asking me the question, but the government is shut down. Is this going to delay ETFs? 100% not. The SEC is still working. The SEC is still going to go through and do the approval process. Then we get this. NSL put out an interesting tweet here saying Ripple SEC lawsuit 4.5 years finally over, and the XRP has declared it a non-security in the US, one of the few assets to be declared not a security in the United States. We now have a lineup of ETFs going live this month. I'm talking, we have 4 or 5 back to back, all lined up. And we talk about the perfect storm on this channel a lot. This is exactly that. Regulatory clarity, institutional adoption, Ripple CTO stepping down to join the board, signaling massive new strategic moves ahead. The future of XRP isn't just bright. Folks, it is freaking blinding. And here we go. 6 companies are waiting on SEC's decisions for their XRP ETFs, and it all starts on October 18th. This is the moment we have been building towards. This is the moment that we are waiting for. I've been an XRP holder for 7 years, almost 8 years actually, my 8-year anniversary. I have never been more excited for a catalyst behind XRP than I am now. Currently, 6 companies are currently waiting on SEC decisions for their XRP ETF products, where a majority of them, yes, are spot products. That's 6 potential green lights dropping in the same exact month. And it all starts on October 18th. Remember, once approved, all it takes is 24 hours to get them up and trading. Mark it on your calendar, do a little circle around it, set a reminder, do whatever you have to do, because that's the day we are popping champagne and we are freaking partying on the live show. This could be the day where XRP's market, it could flip the entire crypto space on its head. This is why institutions are positioning now. This is why the whales are loading up. And this is why October could go down as the most important month in XRP's history. There you go. October 18th, grayscale. It's not a small one either, folks. It is a freaking big one. So let's wrap this up. BlackRock's dropping hundreds of millions into Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP's next. Solana is getting a $400 million treasury. Bloomberg is calling XRP and Solana ETFs invertible, 100% approval according to them. Ripple just secured regulatory clarity not too long ago, which is leading us into October. And October 18th could be the single biggest catalyst XRP has ever had. This isn't just a setup, it's destiny. And if you've been here before the tidal waves hits, woohoo, boy, you are in great shape. So here's what you need to do. You need to smash that like button if you're bullish on XRP. You need to drop a comment below saying XRP Army, we're holding strong. And don't forget, follow me on Instagram. First 500 only, free t-shirt giveaway. History's in the making. When XRP takes off, you'll be able to say you were here before it happened. Stay locked in, folks. Stay bullish. And I'll see you October 18th.